we got to look ahead to next year. To this point next year, what would we all be happy with? And this is the pole position question of the week. What would we all be happy with from seeing from Urban Meyer at this point next year, looking back on the first year of Urban Meyer? What would we, I'd say, what would we be content with without saying, let's get rid of this guy or I'm ticked off at the situation?
I'll give what would we be content with? I know I ain't going to be content with 6-6. But, maybe 2 losses, I'll give him 3. Because that guy, he's known for closing games, and that's what we need. So that's why I think this is where we need to be. And I look at it as probably losing about 3 games, maybe.
So you're comfy with losing 3 games?
Yeah.
Is one of them Michigan?
No.
Okay, so he can lose 3 games, but he's got to beat Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, there's always teams that play us tough, like Wisconsin, Nebraska, teams like that.
All right.
Purdue, it's like some of those teams just got our number.
Right. Yeah. So it sounds like your expectations are maybe a little bit under what it would be if, say, nothing had happened with Tressel and we were moving forward as we had.
I mean, because I did have those expectations this year as well, but it came out of the fourth quarter losses.
That was a little bit unreasonable for
a lot of fourth quarter
year.
losses. Very close.
Brett, what would you be happy with at this point next year?
Seeing us lose, maybe just 2 or 3 games. I understand the transition with the new head coach and all that. With Ramon saying the nation's top wide receiver, maybe coming to Ohio State. We already had one receiver that verbally committed to coming here. I would like to see, I would say, a little bit more chemistry in the offense, defense, stuff like that. As a team chemistry. That's what I would say. I would like to see a little more team chemistry. Seeing everybody be on the same page. Game in, game out.
So consistency, I guess that would. Yeah. I think it's a hard thing to define, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it next year because it is going to be somewhat of a whole new system coming in. Keeping in mind also that we really don't have a number 1 wideout right now. Posey's gone next year. We got Brown, who is actually shown to be pretty good, maybe number 2 guy. He's come on in November. He's had a few decent games. He only caught 2 balls Saturday, but one of them happened to be a big touchdown. And he's a worker. We got him for a couple more years. Stoneburner's back. I don't know if either one of those guys really qualify as a number 1 guy. If we do get this big number 1 whiteout prospect that you mentioned, I mean that helps, but still he's probably a year or so from really being worked into the system. So keeping in mind that we've got a pretty good defense that's coming back except for 2 guys. So I expect good defense next year. I expect the offense to gel a little bit more than it was this year. I don't care what the record is as long as it's better than it was this year and we beat Michigan. I would say it's a successful transition. The following year, though, things change, and then I think all of us, our expectations kind of shoot back up to where they were with Tressel.
Well, that's where mine are going right away. I'm not one of these just beat Michigan guys. That's not going to cut it for me. I'm expecting no less than a Big Ten championship from the Buckeyes next year, possibly a shot in a national championship game, or at least a top 5 bowl game. I think the coaching staff that Urban Meyer is going to bring in here is going to just reshape our entire organization. He did not cut ties with Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell is going to be our defensive coordinator. He's keeping him around. In the position where they need to win out every game. The playoffs are still a possibility, but highly unlikely.
And we got to beat the Ravens first. And here's an interesting stat that you're all probably aware of, but it's fun just to talk about. The AFC North, you mentioned it, the defense in the AFC.
Out of the top 6.
Exactly. So, tough teams, yes. 3 teams from the AFC North are going to the playoffs this year. It's not 100% positive at this point, but it looks like there's going to be a division winner and 2 wild cards.
Is that possible? Can you have 2 wild cards from the same division?
Absolutely.
They have a better record than the other.
Wow.
Yep.
I wonder when the last time that happened was.
I don't know that it ever has. And right now, if it were to end today, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals are all going.
A little bit come playoff time, I'd like to see one of those guys get slapped in the mouth.
Right? And since he just played the Ravens and just played the Steelers, and this was without A.J. Green at the time, and they almost beat them.
Yeah.
And we almost beat Cincinnati. I know it doesn't always work like that, but at least we are on that level. Let's talk about the Ravens because this isn't a team that's going to come in here that's going to roll over us.
Well, there ain't no optimism this way. Mama, that dude is going to be on the field, and Ray Lewis is going to be back. And look for him to just be all over the place. And our defense can't stop the run, and Ray Rice is going to have a field day because every running back has that 100 yards on us. And I'm looking for us to lose.
Score?
Browns 10, Ravens 27.
Wow. That offense is going to come in here and crush us like that.
So what defense we going to have to hold that? We ain't going to stop Ray Rice.
All right. Anybody?
I'll roll.
Take it.
I'll roll. The Ravens D, everybody knows about the Ravens D. They're third versus the rush, fifth versus the pass, third overall D. But if you want me to point out a shiny spot, is that they're not a road team. And we're playing this at home. They have 3 losses this year, and all 3 of those losses came on the road. And they were some pretty subpar teams like Tennessee, Jacksonville, who we beat, and Seattle, who at the time was probably bottom 3 team. But with Hillis back, possibly Hardesty back, I'm not going to say that I can give us a win. I think we'll be in the game. Maybe we could pull out a miracle. But I got the Ravens 27 and the Browns 23. We're not going to have T.J. Ward back. You can add Scott Vegeta to the injury report. He had surgery on his hand today, so he'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks. And, that's my piece. Go Browns, but it might be tough.
At least it's somewhat close.
Yeah.
I think you got a lot of points but for that offense, the Browns offense.
Well, we're going to have that run game back, and if Peyton Hillis can come back and they can give him 20 to 25 carries and he can produce, then that's going to open up our passing game because we've been one-dimensional without a run. So we have Peyton Hillis back. He is our game plan. Let's try to use him like that and see if that'll open up our passing game. I think we're going to be able to score some points.
Very cool. Brett, any optimism here?
It's Baltimore and Browns. This is a great rivalry. It is Cleveland versus Cleveland, almost kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that Baltimore is a good team. I don't see a lot in Joe Flacco this year. I think he struggled a lot in some of these games. With our passing defense, I think we'll bounce back from this past game in Cincinnati, and I think the pass defense will be there. I know T.J. Ward will be out, but we have a lot of great plays. There were some good defensive pass plays in this past in Cincinnati, and I like to see that. I think Joe Flacco is going to struggle a little bit. I think we can't stop the run, so I know Ray Rice is going to be all over us, I do believe. But I'm going to pull out my Cleveland Browns win.
There you go.
And I'm going to pick the Browns 24, Ravens 21 on a Philadelphia field goal.
I like it.
Without Pontbriand fucking it up again.
That's what we thought.
Knock on wood.
Is it going to be one of
Last
the 50-plus field goals?
I'm going to go 56.
All right, 56-yarder.
Nice.
If he nails, we need to buy Brett something. All right, you mentioned, 5th against the pass, 3rd against the run. What you didn't mention was the 26th on the offensive side of the ball, running the ball. And that's, I don't know where, I know Ray Rice can do it, but he hasn't. And that team, that offense is horrid. I got no faith in Flacco. They are 13th in the league for passing yards. That's something, but they're not really putting a lot of points on the board. They played a game you mentioned against Jacksonville on Monday Night Football. I mean, that was their big coming out party this year,
Absolutely.
and they looked miserable, absolutely miserable. If I was a Ravens fan, I'd have no faith in that team. Every week, I would probably just thank God if we got a win, and then start shaking about the team we're playing the next week. So I do think the Ravens are going to win this week. I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be close. I just don't think our offense is good enough to score on that defense. It's good, but it's shaky at times. Maybe they'll pull something out that we just haven't seen yet. So
Maybe.
no, I'm 17 Ravens, 13 for the Browns, and I think the one touchdown we'll probably get is going to be a defensive play of some sort.
Which we haven't done all year, so that would be nice. I don't think we have one defensive touchdown.
All right, so we've got a small amount of time left, and with that, we're going to raise our beer to somebody we hate or a subject that we just want to talk about or bitch for a while. Dale. Dale's not a happy camper tonight. So I think, Dale, we get to start with you.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Fuck you, Jimmy Graham, for your second touchdown that you just scored. And you just sent my fantasy football season in my biggest money league down the tubes, along with most of my other fantasy leagues. So maybe someone else is going to host the Fantasy Factor next year, unless I can just save face and pull out a victory in the Game Day Battle Fantasy League and hopefully save face. But Jimmy Graham, dude, why you gotta be so good and out of nowhere and shit? Damn.
All right, Brett, give me something.
I'm gonna go cry.
You go ahead and go. I know you don't want to cry on camera. Do you want to cry on camera?
Come on, Brett.
Sorry, Ramon, impatient Patty.
I drafted Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis in like every league I was in.
That was smart. Oh,
It
wait.
was awesome.
And then I didn't start him this week, and he scored 2 touchdowns.
All right, Brett, hit me.
Hey, I want to raise my beer to the Lake Erie Monsters.
All right.
Big win in Hershey the other night. Actually, was a last-minute game-winning goal. Hershey scored in the third with 53 seconds left to tie it up for 4-4. Lake Erie Monsters' Brad Malone scored with 21 seconds left, and we beat them 5-4. And Trevor came with the W. Congratulations, those guys. Just to keep on fighting until 21 seconds left in the game, all the way to the buzzer in. So you guys are on a great roll right now. Keep it up. This is to you.
All right. Gotta love them Monsters.
5-0-1 the past 6 games.
Yeah, they came back. They started off a little shaky.
They started off 0-6.
Yeah.
So now we're 9-9 right now. So second place, do you believe?
Dale is still very upset. And just to give everybody an idea of what's going on right now, we're actually watching the Monday Night Football game as we film, and in it there are
Probably
two
a bad
players.
idea.
Yes, there are 2 players that Dale is playing against in a big money league. Actually, one that you run, I think, right? Yes, one that he is the commissioner of. And it's a pretty big league, and he is watching his season disappear in one night.
Sack, fumble, -3. Yes! Yes!
You might be happy now. I don't know.
No, it was a forward pass.
Ugh.
I hate to say it, Dale, but your anguish is kind of fun.
Thank you.
Anytime. Hey, Ramon.
I'm gonna raise mine to the NBA, but for different reasons. I'm raising my beer to the employees who get to come back and actually work and actually get some, or actually the companies have new employees, some fresh jobs for people to work and make some money. So, and see revenue go up in the city, and that's always a good thing.
You know, like the bars and stuff around?
Yeah, the city.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people don't realize that the Cavaliers really generate a lot more money than people think just for the inner city.
Gets us out drinking on a Wednesday night,
Yeah. So that's why I'm raising my beer. New employees and fresh new jobs, and here's to the NBA for finally being back.
Outstanding. Dale is in a mix of happy and pissed off as the game goes forward. I could just watch this all night.
Actually, I'm going to raise my beer to the 2 players that are beating him right now. It's great.
And you know,
Great
beating him,
combination.
here's the
It's
best
awesome.
thing. His boy, Eli Manning,
Big field goal.
is the one that's
Big
beating
punt.
him.
Oh my God!